Well, yeah, road teams are having a day. Warriors with a win in Minnesota without Curry for most of that, by the way. 99-88 was your final. He left in the second quarter. Buddy Hield with 24 and 8. Draymond Green finished with 18, 8, 6 assists. He was 4 of 10 from three. Jimmy Butler with 20. Ant had 23. It was an interesting start for Ant. But the loss at home for the Wolves without Curry for a lot of it seems like a pretty big deal. And I know we're talking against a backdrop of crazy losses already in this second round. But Chandler, given sort of the hype and the way things were moving for Minnesota, where do you put this one as far as terrible losses so far?
It's not great. Again, home court, you want to protect home court. You want to set the tempo in the series. And Anthony Edwards was struggling early. And I think it was, first 12 minutes, he was 0 for 6. He had 1 point at halftime. He obviously didn't get the start he wanted. But Steph Curry goes out. You almost think that's an advantage for the Timberwolves. But it just shows you the Warriors are still capable of beating you without their best player. They are such a good defensive team. Like the way they were clamping and talking and switching and covering certain actions last night was so impressive. And I can't help but look at the Jimmy Butler trade. Like the impact he has on both sides of the floor really is unbelievable. And right now, hamstrings are nothing to deal with. Like this is usually grade ones, like 7 to 10 days, and it keeps getting worse and worse. So we're looking at a possible situation here without Steph Curry for maybe this entire series. Now, who knows how bad it is, and again, a hamstring, it can linger if you continue to play on it and it gets worse, but they still have enough, clearly, to beat the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are going to be better. I don't think they're going to play this bad game, too. They'll make adjustments, but Buddy Hield went nuts. Draymond had 18 points. Pat Spencer comes in and he actually gives them good minutes. Jonathan Kuminga finds himself playing 13 minutes last night. So this is kind of that next man up mentality when a Steph Curry goes out. And this was a huge start to the series for them. Because they can still win defensively too. They don't like Steph Curry obviously is a huge hole offensively, but they're so good defensively. Hold the team to 88 points, like that's impressive.
It's kind of nuts, Lou. I mean, if you weren't paying attention to this game and you just saw the ticker, Steph Curry leaves the game, I think most of us just think automatically like, all right, Timberwolves probably going to win that one. He looks like he's not going to be good to go for game 2. Are you concerned at all, or does it seem like they'll be fine?
Well, what's going to give Golden State a shot is they have continuity. Like they have a system that they play where you can plug guys in. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't replace Steph Curry, but like Chandler just mentioned, when you can get good production out of Buddy Hield, the way he's shooting the ball, GP the second, the way that he keeps possessions alive, the way that he attacks the rim. Pajemski, another energy and effort guy, Moses Moody. Like you have so many of these different guys that you can plug in and play in continuity when they move the ball from right to left. That's hard for any team to guard. Like they're going to make you guard deep into your shot clock with anybody on the floor, so that alone is going to give them an opportunity to stay in this series and try to win basketball games. And like Chandler just said as well, you even getting good production out of Jonathan Kuminga. And so when you have a guy like a Steph Curry go out and you know that he's not going to be a part of the next game or two or whatever in this series, that gives you the confidence to know, hey, I'm not on as short of a leash than I usually am. I can go out there and play a little looser, play a little freer with more confidence. And that's going to keep Golden State in this series. They still feel like they have enough to compete at a high level. So I'm not closing the door on them yet. I think they can steal another game or so out in Minnesota. But this is a series that's going to go 6 to 7 games with or without Steph Curry at this point, simply by the way that Golden State likes to play the game.
And it does feel like
10
Steve Kerr's rotations, they are based on who they're playing. Like think about Quentin Post. He was a huge factor in the last series. He played 6 minutes last night. Steph Curry's out. Moses Moody played 8 minutes last night. I guarantee you he's going to play more than that without Steph Curry. So again, that is the luxury of having a deep team. Steve Kerr before the trade obviously said this is one of their deeper teams. They got off of 3 or 4 of them for the Jimmy Butler trade. But now they still can find guys like Pat Spencer, like Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, who's literally been out of the lineup, who's up for a huge contract this summer. He's now going to get his chance. Like he is going to play more now, even though him and Jimmy, they kind of play similar. They do similar things with him, Jimmy, and Draymond. There's just more opportunity now with Steph Curry out of the lineup. And like I said, defensively, not that they're a better team without Steph Curry, but defensively, they can even go bigger. They can be even more productive on the defensive end. So they have to hang their hat on that. and they have Jimmy Butler. They still have a closer on their team.
Yeah, that next man up thing, I know we say it a lot in sports, doesn't always apply. I found this fascinating just because I had never even thought about it. And hamstring's one of the only injuries as a normal civilian that I have had a few times. This is Steph's first ever hamstring injury in the league. In 245 missed games in the NBA, he ran about 2 miles in that game 7 the other night. So I don't know if everything's like a little bit sensitive, but that's crazy to me that he hasn't had to suffer one of these yet. Can we talk the Buddy Hield wrong shorts? Is that just does that happen? Just let me know if I missed out. Is that something that happens?
This happens because maybe you just didn't, change or forgot to change after your pregame shooting or something. What is crazy to me is when the name is spelled wrong on the jersey. How does that happen? That's inexcusable. This, I get it. And also Buddy Hield, his personality, it's so funny.
He blamed Jimmy.
Blaming Jimmy, and the way he talks, his accent just kills it. I don't know. It could be saying anything. I think it's funny, but he's also pretty balling. Last night, he was catch and shoot, quick release, getting to the hand with the left. He showed us a little bit of everything, and his role is going to be even bigger. They're going to be okay with him taking 17 to 22 shots without Steph Curry because he is playing confident right now. He's always been a great scorer, but now he's got the confidence. He's in the right system. He's in the right, flow of the offense. He's learning how to play with Draymond and continue to move without the ball like Steph, like Clay did. So he's in a great spot right now, and his confidence is through the roof.
The spelling, you know how I feel about that. Anthony Edwards. Okay. So he did have the 1 point at halftime, which was shocking to say the least. He finished with 23 on 22 shot attempts. I know we played a lot. Everybody played it, by the way. The video of him from 2 years ago saying, I just want to play the Warriors at some point. I don't know. I know you guys are going to say you don't believe in jinxes, but I do, Lou. I do. And did that happen here?
No, that's a stretch. Again, it's a lot of basketball to be played. And I actually, listen, he struggled from the field last night. He cleaned it up with his 23 points, but I like the way that he played. He still was aggressive. He missed a lot of bunnies at the rim. He didn't settle. He didn't sit out there and just try to shoot himself out of it by shooting a bunch of 3-pointers. He got into his mid-range. He got to the rim. He shot threes. He did everything that he could. He played a well-rounded basketball game. You just have nights sometime where the ball just isn't going to go in the hole and it's not going to be your night. I think him cleaning it up in the second half, he takes that confidence, he takes that momentum in the game too, and we'll see a different version of him.
Yeah, I'd like if I look at the stat sheet right now and I didn't watch the game, dude had 23-14. It's a great game for a normal dude. It's one of the worst games I've seen him play, and not even just he just settled a little bit early. Once he got in his flow and he got downhill and he got to the rim and he's and one and then he's trash talking, that's where he's at his best. So I like him to do that early, not settle for his jump shots. He didn't make a jump shot, I think, till the first 3-pointer he hit late in the game or in the second half. So again, I think he's going to be better. Their whole team is collectively going to be better. They're going to have to kind of change certain ways that they're playing, especially when the Warriors go small like that. But yeah, Anthony Edwards, looking at the box score, you'd be like, that's a pretty good game. He's going to be better because he wasn't very good game.
Chandler, he had that one field goal percentage killer of a possession where he missed 3 layups in a row on one possession. And that's your you hate it as a player. If you miss 3 shots in one possession, that messes up. If he doesn't do that, he's 9 for 18, and we're having a different conversation about
with 11 rebounds instead of 14.
Yeah, it's a completely different stat line. But like I said, shooting only 5 3-pointers in this game, I like this version of Ant Edwards when he's attacking the rim and he's putting you in a position. You're either going to have to foul me or I'm going to finish at the rim. Last night, he just didn't have his touch bag with him. But like I said, I think those are going to be things that he clean up, and we see a completely different version of him.
And on the flip side, if you would have told me Anthony Edwards took 5 threes game 1 and Draymond Green took 10 threes, I would think you're on crazy pills. But if they're going to guard Draymond like that, he's got to shoot the ball. He's got to quickly go on a dribble handoff so there's no one showing on that. He's got to do exactly what he did. And I think he'll take making 4 out of 10, shooting 40% from the 3.
I was curious immediately when Chris Finch did his sound afterwards, what you guys were going to think about it calling out Ant publicly. Here he is.
And it starts with Anthony. I thought he struggled early, and then you could just kind of see the light go out a little bit for a while. You're the leader of the team, and you got to come out and set the tone, you know, in all ways that happens. And if your shot's not going, like you still have to carry the energy, you know. So
I like.
All right, you like it, Lou? Why?
Yeah, I like it. Was fair. It was fair, and again, this is the playoffs. You got to hold everybody accountable. And if your teammates see you holding your best player accountable from start to finish, that trickles down to everybody. That makes everybody kind of tighten up. Let's tighten the screws up. Let's go out here and play. So when you start at the top, it just makes it easier for everybody else to fall in line. And so I like it. I like the tone. I like the context. I like the message. So I thought this was appropriate for where they are in this series.
Yeah, and could he have said this to him one-on-one as office? Sure, but he did it respectfully. Like Lou said, his tone, it didn't go at him. I don't think Anthony Edwards sees this and thinks his head coach called him out. I think there's a little motivation behind this. Like, look, I don't care if you're 0 for 6 in the first 12 minutes. Like, impact the game on the defensive end because you are one of the best two-way players. Get in passing lanes, get the crowd going, like, still be that cheerful, energetic guy. When he says he sees the light go out, that's not a problem because now the whole other side of your game is being impacted on your jump shot. And that's not who you are. That's not who you're going to be. So I like it. Again, it's early. They're down 1-0. There's so much basketball to be played right now. So you have to do everything possible to get the best out of your players. And Anthony Edwards, he's got to be better. He's their entire situation. So he's got to be better. He knows that. So I have no problem with this.
No, I think he knows his guys. I think he knows how to handle them publicly and not publicly. All right, quick break. We have a couple of games tonight.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.